We've now got a chance to build our first front-end application with React and construct a simple backend server with Node and Express. In this series of videos, we'll start tying those technologies together and build a full-stack application where our React app communicates with our Node Express API. If you didn't feel like the last two series on Node and Express and React were sufficient, don't worry. The best way to learn these things is to build applications from scratch that use them. So that's exactly what we're going to do here, starting with the API side of things. I'll be breezing through some of the setup as it's almost identical to what we've done in the previous series, but I'll still explain my thought process along the way. Feel free to stop, pause, rewind, any of that stuff at any time if you're lost, and don't be afraid to go rewatch videos from the previous series if any of this starts to feel foreign. So we're going to be building a full stack blogging application that a user might employ to publish their thoughts and writing online. To do that, we'll need some way to persist data, but since we haven't integrated a serious database into our tech stack yet, that's to come next, we'll be using a file system for data storage. So to get this started, all we're going to do is create a new NPM project in a directory called blog API. And I'm going to cd into blog API and create a new project with npm init. And I'm going to hit enter to go through all of the standard defaults and set up my blog API. And it should be there. Once you have that, you're ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a few new files. I'm going to touch a readme file, and I'm going to touch a git ignore file, and then I'm going to add node modules to my git ignore file because we do not want to commit those to git. Then I'm going to git init so that we have an empty git repository, and I am going to save everything. So I'm going to git add all of my files, git commit, first commit, and we should be good to go from there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a server.js file along with some directories to store my routes, my models, any utils I need, and also a directory for data, which is where all of our data files are going to live. So now that we have that set up, I'm going to install all of the dependencies we'll need for this application. So we'll need a few of them here, and you might not be familiar with a couple of them, but that's okay, we're going to explain them as we go. So the first thing we need to do is npm install -- save express at next, because we're using the newest version of Express, Morgan for logging, CORS, which will handle cross-origin resource sharing, which we won't get into now, but don't worry about it, LowDB, which is going to handle it's a clean interface over our file system, and Nodamon, which will restart our server every time our files change. So I'm going to run that, and I'm just going to let that install, and as soon as that's done, I'm going to git commit everything, and we're ready to go. So I'm going to git status, good, looks like we didn't commit the node modules, that's what we want, git add it all, git commit, skeleton project setup, with dependencies. And I'm going to save that, and now we're good to go. Time to start building our API.